Hmm. Welcome back, guys. Welcome back. Just about to get into a real quick little editing session, so I'm gonna try not to disturb your viewing progress too much with too much talking. So, but hey, if you got a question, feel free to fire it on out there. I'm gonna try to keep kind of looking up just on the MacBook. So, I'm gonna go ahead and log in on the phone. Actually, yeah, I'm gonna log in on the phone. See what we got. So, in the meantime, so for those who might, come back a little bit later or something, my method for starting off creative edits. Um, Number one, I'm just gonna say, music just inspires me. I can be riding the car or just chilling or be watching a movie or something, or even watching another YouTube video, and I'll see or hear something that makes me just be like, yeah, I need to get that. And so, um, that's like I said, that's where it really comes from. I always tell people, hey, the music moves me. So sometimes when I hear a song, I've always been like that, though. So I can hear a song or, be watching a movie or something like that. And it's just like, yeah, yeah. So even, and, shout out to Epidemic Sound. Of course, I'm not sponsored or anything like that, but I do have a link in the description for it if you do want to go check it out. I think like if you do subscribe, I forgot what I've had Epidemic to Sound for so long, and I don't think anybody's ever clicked on that link. But um, if you want to be able to grab some music because you don't want to worry about copyright claim, or you want to be able to use it in your on your reels, on your TikToks, or your Instagrams, or your YouTube channel, you don't want to have to worry about a strike or it not being shown somewhere because using copyright content, get you a subscription or something like that. I mean, there's quite a few of them, like Envato and what's that, Theme Forest, and I don't even know them all, but I've been using Epidemic Sound for a while. I mean, it does kind of give you that peace of mind if you want to throw something up and you're trying to get monetized or you're trying to get enough to where you can enter that area. You don't want to have those kinds of hiccups. So go ahead on, do it like that, do it right, and that's kind of it. But they got quite a bit. On the last video, I actually went through. Now, in that video, I had my stream kind of jacked up, so you couldn't really hear it, all the different songs that I was playing, and so that was an on me thing. So I probably will right now. The songs that I chose were the result of that particular search. I just know you couldn't hear it. You could hear it once I started editing with it, but you couldn't hear it while I was searching. And so you really get a chance to see just how that whole thing works. But I've got like 4 or 5 songs, and I got a ton of songs I've downloaded, but these are going to be the most familiar to me right now at this time. So um, just gonna keep on going with that. Like I say, this is not going to be a big talking thing. I mean, I think if I do something and I want to, talk about it or bring it up to shed a little more light on it, I will. Or if you ask me a question on something, I'm gonna probably prop my phone up. That way I can see if somebody's saying anything. If not, hey, it's what we do. Get into your happy space for you video editors or you video editor wannabes or you enthusiasts. Get into your happy space. Enjoy this part of your process because it is a part of the process. So let me see what I first do. The first thing I do is whenever I'm getting ready to start off an edit, let me turn this. Let me turn my screen here on over here so you can see it. There we go. So like whenever I'm getting ready to start off an edit, now listen, if you can't hear the sound that's actually on the tracks that I'm using, please speak up. Say something, let me know. Otherwise, I'm just kind of doing it for myself, which that's what I'm doing anyway. But yeah, again, like I said, if you can't hear the sound on the music or something like that, let me know. Speak up on it, and I'll make sure that I make that adjustment. I think right now everybody's good. I think right now everything is good. Let me real quick. Let me come in here real quick and let me come in here real quick and get ready to get this thing set. I got a track that I think is absolute fire, so I'm gonna kind of go through. That way, you can be able to see it, and you can be able to chime in. Let me know what you think about it, and we're just gonna keep it going like that. There, all right. Okay, there we go. Look, I heard myself. So anyway, again, like I said, one of the very first things you want to do is you got to find your music. I mean, I don't know who can actually or who actually wants to, start off doing edits without the music first. I mean, the music kind of drives everything. So each of your tracks, they're gonna be on a count, and that's how you manage your edit. Believe it or not, I mean that audio is about 75% of your final video cut. So for me, I'm either going with a 4 count or 8 count, and then I'm gonna equally divide or distribute the counts of that track. Like I'm either gonna make it it's how you pace. This is how you actually pace your edit. So it's either gonna be on 1, 2, 3, 4. That could be your pace. You want to mark that downbeat every time, and just marking the beat. When you get ready to mark that beat, it's just you just hit the letter M on your keyboard, right? So it's just 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1. And so what you'll find is that as you go along through the song, especially when it's a song that you feel and that you vibe into, it's like, you'll get through and you won't even have to worry about the count because you'll just feel it. You'll know when you're getting ready to make that beat, right? And so that's the first thing I do. And if it's not 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, it might be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1. I might do it like that if I want to pace it a little different, because I'm going to also, mark off some of those intermediate beats as well. Now, that's the very first thing I do. The next thing I do is once I bring that, and when you're marking that beat off, when you're marking that track off, you want to use the original file, all right? Like use the original source file inside of the, here, let's do it like this. All right, so like right now, you see I have this, right? I'm gonna delete this. You see all those marks on there? I would be afraid if, we'll do this right here. See, if I just come down here and then I start marking off a beat, we'll say
I was paid for it, ain't no finish line, I'm trying to race toward it. I'ma run this shit after this shit and run this shit after the take, so I can't be using up, I keep the speed. I need a paper busting out of ring. I don't just love to take off my feet. That's why I never ran it out of steam and y'all know pistol, but I'm a heathen, I gotta get it beat. Some bereavement, we ain't just in the lead, we the leads and pushing it till we see W reads and pedal the flow.
So right now, what I did was I just marked that down, just right here in the timeline, right? But watch this. If I delete that and I come back over here, all my markers are gone. So now what if you take the time to go in and mark off all your downbeats, you go in and mark off all your snares, all your drums, all your instrument patterns that you want to use to create an effect for, and then next thing you know, it's gone because you just deleted. So what you have to do is just come up here, and you see how when I hover my mouse over this audio track, all my markings are still there because I marked it from the source window. Now see, if I take this same one that we did a second ago, once I come in here and I begin, if I mark
I was
it
born
here,
for it, I was made for it. Working before I was paid for it. Ain't no finish line, I'm trying to race toward it. I'ma run this shit after the tape torn.
you see that? I'm up here marking, right? I'm just up here
Ever
marking.
make 'em up.
Now, when I do that, now I can come here now and I can drag this clip in and all of those markings are already there. And then if I delete it, I can come back over and bring it in. Why? Because I marked it off in the source. All right, I marked it off in my source viewer, right here from the media panel, right here. I didn't mark it in the timeline, I marked it here. So now I at least have all my downbeats, okay? So here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna bring this one back down because I have already marked it up as far as all my downbeats. Let's check it out. I'm gonna show you how I do it.
I was born for it, I was made for it. Working before I was paid for it. Ain't no finish line, I'm trying to race toward it. I'ma run this shit after the tape torn. Can't be easing up, I keep the speed. I need that paper busting out the ring. I don't just love it, nigga, I'm a fiend. That's why I'm never running out of steam. And yeah, I'm the pastor, but I'm a...
So that's it right there, right? Now, you know what else? So now, I just showed you how I did that. Let me go back. I need to go all the way back now. Oop, I want to get back because I've already marked off all of those supplemental beats. I don't want to lose that. I have already lost it. All right. So, you see, we have all of those. I think I did lose it. Man, I did this like way earlier today. So, yeah, looks like I did lose it. God dog it. Well, tell you what, that's okay, because that allows me to quickly show you what we're going to do next. And one of the main reasons why you want to mark this up, because, like, for example, let's say you want to do a 30-second reel. Well, this song is 2 minutes and 40 seconds. So you can't possibly fall in love with this whole song that long to be able to use it all. Because if you only want to do a 30-second reel, you're going to have to figure some stuff out, right? Well, one of the things you can do is when you go in and you properly mark off a song on those down beats, well, you know for every time you finish one pattern within a song, it's getting ready to repeat, right? You can use that to your advantage, especially in the instrumental, but you can use that to your advantage to come in and recompose that existing song into a whole brand new song. So if you want to be able to have, like, say, like a beginning intro, like a build up and a climax and then an outro based on the music, you can do that because you have your song marked off. So I'm just going to come in here. I'm not going to be super technical about it, but I'm just going to come in here now, right? Let's see. I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. We're getting ready to chop this song up. It's gonna start over again. 1. All right. Gonna start over again. 1.
I was born for it.
1. So you see that? We just repeated that particular pattern 1, 2, 3, 4. So do we need all of that? Well, not if you want just a 30-second reel, you don't. So I can come here and it's gonna pretty much start off the same way, except it's not gonna have, except now this new part, it will have some of the new instruments that they added in there, right? So watch this. See how it just started right back here? 1. Then we ready to kick in.
I was born for it.
All right. So really, if I just wanted some kind of an intro before the actual, opening verse come in, I can come right here because I'm just counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1. That's my downbeat, right? So I'm gonna come here now. I'm just gonna trim that up, and now we've got a whole different deal, right? So if I want to divide this thing up, just equally on the parts, that's what we can do. So I think I'm gonna use this part as an intro. I'm gonna find some place in the middle and use that part, and then I'm gonna go straight to the outro and use that part. All right. So watch how this is gonna start up the same way it did, even for the parts that we've already used. Right. Let's go.
I was born for it, I was made for it. Working before I was paid for it. Ain't no finish line, I'm trying to race to it. I'ma run this shit after the tape torn. Can't be easing up, I keep the speed. I need that paper busting out the ring. I don't just love it, nigga, I'm a fiend. That's why I'm never running out of steam. And yeah, I'm the pastor, but I'm a heathen. I gotta get it beat. Some bereavement, we ain't just in the league. We the leads and pushing it till we see. Just be region, pedal the flow. Mentally clear at the head of the note. I got the temperature sweltering, never so effortless. Referencing what's in the toe. Don't mention my name, listen next to the go. Traumatized through all the years. Still I rise, I'm hard to kill.
So I like this part right here, right? Even more so than I do the beginning. So this is what I'm gonna do. I'm getting ready to cut it right there. I'm gonna come back to the beginning, and right there, well, you know what? He begins to lead into that first verse on that beat with some lyrics before the actual beat kick in. But just for S's and giggles, I'm finna cut it right here anyway, right? I'm gonna say bam. I'm gonna delete that part. I'm gonna delete right here. Now let's just to be able to show you that because we've marked this off, we can as long as we're starting in the same place where we cut, like the section that we bring up has to start at that particular place in the arrangement. You can mix and match this thing any kind of way that you want to, and it's gonna always fall in line. So yeah, you gotta be on beat though, because if you're not on beat and you're doing some other stuff like this here, then yeah, you're gonna be off. But I think we did a pretty good job of this. Let's see.
I was traumatized through all the years. Still I rise, I'm hard to kill. Before they lay me down the hill, I pray the Lord my sights reveal. All enemies in sight and he holds true to words that God forgives. Close your eyes and guard your ears. Close your eyes and guard your. On the way to get a plate, I had to elevate and clear the slate before I could.
See, I mean, it's like I said, you can get real creative, and I'm gonna tell you, look, you can have a ball with that. Because, I mean, it's like, you literally are going through and recreating and making your own song. But you making it for what you need for it to be. You see what I'm saying? So let's do this. And I like that little part. It's almost like a little bridge or something, but it's not. Because I've heard the other parts of the song and I've gotten familiar with it. So let's do this. Watch this. Let's come down here and listen we get towards the end.
Had a shot, but I took it cause I know the winds won't wait. That's just a risk I take. That's just a risk I take.
All right, so right now, what I already know is that I can take this part, start right there. Now let me go back and go to a part that I want to stop off. I think it was like about 20 seconds or so.
I was traumatized through all the years. Still I rise, I'm hard to kill. Before they lay me down the hill, I pray the Lord my sights reveal. All enemies in sight and he holds true to words that God forgives. Close your eyes and guard your ears. Close your eyes and guard your.
Boom. Right there. Yeah. That's it right there. I like that. So we're going to say,
on the way to
get that. Now I'm going to delete this part right here out. I'm going to delete this space, bring that end part back up now. So we've got, what we got? Okay, that's 35 seconds. How far over is this? That's 32. You can double click right here on this little time code right here, and then you can type in 30:00. That'll give you 30 seconds. It'll put the play here right there, 30 seconds for you, all right? So now, as you can see, I've already got my little title outro, so I'm really gonna kind of stop right here before we get to that point. So let me cut that off. I have a shortcut in here. I'm gonna go S. That's gonna ripple delete. Then I'm gonna come over here some. Let me use my audio transition. I want to fade that out in a different. I want it to be a little smooth, so I'm gonna come right here, bring that over. Bam. Now let's see what we're looking like. And all I'm doing to go to the very front part of the song is I'm hitting the home key on my keyboard. If I want to go to the end, I'm going to hit the end key on my keyboard. If you don't have an external keyboard and you just are on your MacBook or your keyboard, you can hold down function and use that arrow key. That'll get you there too. So I'm going to go back here. Let's see what it sounds like. Let's see what we got. We just broke down a 2-minute and 40-second song into 30 seconds. Let's
I was traumatized through all the years. Still I rise, I'm hard to kill. Before they lay me down the hill, I pray the Lord my sights reveal all enemies in sight, and he holds true to words that God forgives. Close your eyes and guard your ears. Close your eyes and guard your
So now we did that quickly, like not trying to dot I's and cross T's. We did that quickly. I would probably want to have more verse in there, or I would probably want to just use the instruments and then maybe stick part of a verse in there, maybe at the climatic moment and put part of the verse in there along with the music, and then just go ahead on and outro out with just that musical end on that, just to be able to really narrow it down and get like a perfect 30 seconds. But for the purpose of this, because I got some other things I want to show you, what you really, could, should, or need to do whenever you are, using music as the catalyst for your edit. What I'm gonna say is this, and look, I've done it plenty of times. I love, one of my favorite things to do with music and an edit is, like, I love just doing like one track. Like them first 30 seconds on a lot of songs is fire. Like right before it get ready to go into like the first verse, just kind of an intro as it plays out, and you've got your montage going, and you've kind of got some other things set up with your video clips, and you go all the way through. It's like, I love that. Just one song. I'll take one song and drop a 60 frame a second clip in there and slow that bad boy down, add some optical flow to really give you a nice little cinematic vibe, and export. Love to do it. But now on the other side of that, I also like doing edits where there's a lot of things that will allow you to build a lot of, I'm gonna say, like, emotion engaging retention for your video. You know what I'm saying? Like when you got good cymbal patterns, good snare patterns, good supplemental instrument patterns, things that you can use to complement what you do visually. Like when you get like a succession of drums, like that's a good place to be able to stick in a nice little visual effect. Whether it be like a reverse, a stutter reverse, or a stutter, or maybe be like a cool little zoom out or zoom in, or whether it be like some shifting of the screens, or whether it be separating the screens. It's like, use the instruments of the song. Okay, that's one of the biggest thing I can tell you is this: use the instruments of the song to dictate, not only your pace of your video. Well, now use your beats for the pace of your video, but use the instruments of the song to add more visual cues and visual variety to your actual video. So like use some of the different like supplemental beats, like when you hear like the cymbals, do something with your video right there. Listen to it. When you hear it, mark off where it starts, mark off where it stops. If you can't find the count, then it's gonna probably be something real simple, like 2 or 3 frames per something. But you can play with it until you get it just perfect. But a lot of times you can be able to divide these sections up and get the actual beat. Then you can cut your video exactly how you need for it to be cut, so they can fit on those beats. And I've got a few that I really like to do. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to find a few spots. I'm gonna try to find a few spots in here where I can be able to show you some of these different things you can use as visual cues to add an effect. Now, the other thing I'm gonna tell you is, whenever you're using a song that's got a lot of these different, we'll say, audible cues in them from different instruments, it's like, once you start, you gotta be consistent with that all the way through your edit. Like, you can't come in just, slow motion, and then they say, you build up, and then you got a video effect. It's like, bah, bah, bah. And then next thing you know, the viewer doesn't see anything else except slow motion stuff through the rest of the video. Then it's kind of like, You know, they're just kind of waiting to see what's gonna happen next. Go ahead on and give it to them. I mean, for real, you know, like, go ahead on and give it to them. So I'm gonna try to find a few spots in here in this particular song where we can just do a few things. I'm not gonna try to be so technical to where it's got to be spot on, but I'll put something together here real quick. You know, I've got you here. You know, if you got any questions, you know, feel free to holler. So that's kind of it for this video right here. I'm just getting ready to go ahead and do some edits and stuff now. All right, let me see. I got the chat here. Let me see. I don't know who's here because I can't really see that, but just put a big what's up. And then we're just going to get it in. How about that? There we go. For all you, look, there's so much that's been going on in the camera world here the last, 2 days with these new camera droppings. It's like, hey, let me go ahead and grab my little Canon off the shelf real quick and go make it do what it do. So, yeah, that's what we're going to do. So, hey, look, I appreciate y'all for being here with me. I'm just going to get into some editing. I'm going to mute this microphone so you don't get too much interference. And like I said, if you got something, if you got a question, holler at me. What is my phone? My phone is on like 20%. So if I don't say anything to you, you know, make yourself known. And I'm going to put it right here just in case. Just in case, you know. 'Cause look, if you're engaging in here, I want to make sure we can, you know, make sure we keep you straight. Put it right here. All right. There we go. All right, y'all, let's go.
I was born for it, I was made for it. Working before I was paid for it. Ain't no finish line, I'm trying to race to it. I'ma run this shit after the tape torn.
I did forget to do that because I had already actually did it, but when I was making those other adjustments, I lost it. So mark off those beats. You know, once you have actually, you know, like once you've actually, you know, marked off those down beats, those major beats, then go ahead and mark off them supplemental beats. I mean, I always either pick a snare, or a cymbal, and then any cymbal runs, I usually will choose those. So yeah, that's what I'm getting ready to do now. I remember it was on the 2 and 4 count, so it's easy to remember, easy to follow up and do. I'm gonna change my mark now to a. I always use yellow. I like to use yellow on my snare and my cymbal.
I was born for it, I was made for it. Working before I was paid for it. Ain't no finish line, I'm trying to race to it. I'ma run this shit after the tape torn. Can't be easing up, I keep the speed. I need that paper busting out the ring. I don't just love it, nigga, I'm a fiend. That's why I'm never running out of steam. And yeah, I'm the pastor, but I'm a heathen. I gotta get it beat. Some bereavement, we ain't just in the league, we the leads. And pushing it till we see every region, pedal the flow. Middle of the clip, let the editor know. I got the temperature sweltering, never so effortless, referencing what's in the toe. Don't mention my name, listen next to the ghost. Traumatized through all the years, still I rise, I'm hard to kill. Before they lay me down the hill, I pray the Lord my sights reveal. All enemies in sight and he holds true to words that God forgives. Close your eyes and guard your ears. Close your eyes and guard your. On the way to get a plate, I had to elevate and clear the slate. Before I could ever make them up the rate, it was some different routes I had to take. I'm at a different height and they can feel it. Been cruising at 30K, the view was great. I'm trying to take this shit up through the ceiling. No limit on anything I never take, cause I'm in demand this year. I stuck to the plan, it's clear. Yeah, I got a brand to build, applying pressure with no plans to chill. Put me in that prime time, this is special, I'm keeping the schedule feel. No time for the extra at all, I got it unlocked to conceal. I ain't trying to play. I'm in the field all day. I hit the top speed, still pushing it. That's how it is all day. Didn't know I had a shot, but I took it cause I know the winds won't wait. That's just a risk I take. That's just a risk I take. When I lose, my eyes are even. There's a risk to all achievement. I'd rather live a lesson than die regretful. I earn this level, I burn my devils and turn this fate to my side. Put in the prep for the moment to rise. And I ain't planning to let up, I'm like a collectible. Only get better with time. Every day a new prime. Edges serrated, I sharpen the mind. Play with this blade in your life on the line. Top of the morning, you know I'ma shine. You know I'ma shine. I'm feeling revived. Refinery, you know I've been through the fire. Flawless, the victory right in my hand. Literally, it gon' take more than they got to get rid of me. Slimity. I ain't trying to play. I'm in the field all day. I hit the top speed, still pushing it. That's how it is all day. Didn't know I had a shot, but I took it cause I know the winds won't wait. That's just a risk I take. That's just a risk I take.
There we go. Alright, so now I want to find something interesting about this. Let's see if we can find a few little drum patterns or cymbal patterns or anything that's being used as an accent. Yeah, spread that out a little bit. Alright, let's go. Now remember, we're just looking for, like we're literally looking for either any kind of pattern, like drum pattern, cymbal pattern, a run, anything we can use, you know, some kind of a boom, bang, something where when it happens, we can be able to use that as a visual cue for our video. So let's get it.
I was born for it, I was made for it. Working before I was paid. So I was for it, made for it. Working before.
Alright. You can even see where when you look at the waveform right here, see that? That's about where it starts. Let's see if we can see about how long it lasts. It looks like it kind of lasts and goes out about right there. I'm gonna put that as a marker. Let's see how it goes.
Working before working before working before working before.
Yep, that's that. So we'll use that one, and it's gonna be kind of ironic, but when you find that, it's gonna be pretty consistent throughout the song. But I think in this one they had a couple of them in there.
Working before I was paid for it, ain't no finish line, I'm trying to race to it. I'ma run this shit after the tape torn. Can't be easing up, I keep the speed. I need that paper bustin', 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 I need that paper. That paper. I need that paper. That paper bust. I need that paper. I need that paper. I need that paper bust. I need that paper. I need that paper. I need that paper bustin'. I need that paper bustin'.
Okay, he does it in two different spots.
I need that paper bustin' out the ring.
Yep.
Bustin' out the ring. I don't just love it, nigga, I'm a fiend. That's why I'm never running out of steam. And yeah, I'm a pastor, but I'm a heathen. I gotta get it beat. Some bereavement, we ain't just in the lead, we the leads. And pushing it till we see every region, pedal the flow. Middle of the clip, let the head of the no. I got the that I got one to the head, let the head of the no. I got one to the head, let the head of the no. I got one to the head, let the head of the let the head of the no. I got one to the head, let the head of the no. I got one to the head of the no. The head of the no. I got the head of the no. The head of the no.
I just turned on my audio scrubbing. So if you go to timeline, and you can come down here to audio scrubbing. I turn it off when I'm doing videos like this because it can get to be kind of annoying and loud in your ears. So, but right here, this will allow me to kind of go through and hear different things a little better. See what I'm saying? So
I got the temperature sweltering, never so effortless, referencing what's in the top. Temperature sweltering, never so effortless, referencing what's in the toe. Don't mention my name, listen next to the coast. Traumatized through all the years, still I rise, I'm hard to kill. Before they lay me down the hill, I pray the Lord my sights reveal. All enemies in sight and he holds true to words that God forgives. Close your eyes and guard your ears, close your eyes and guard your on the way to get a guard your ears, close your eyes and guard your close your eyes and guard you.
see how close we here.
Close your eyes and guard you. On the way.
The second here was a little better. There we go. Let's see.
Your ears. Close your eyes and guard you. On the
So we could kind of double up over here. I'm gonna put this one right here just to kind of show that I want to start something. Oops, wrong place. Yeah, just I want to know about between right there and that second purple.
close your eyes and guard you. On the way to get a plate, I had to elevate and clear the.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, now, yeah, we getting into the meat of it.
Close your eyes and guard you. On the way to get a plate, I had to elevate.
Yeah. There we go. Right there.
Elevate and clear the slate.
Alright. Yeah, so we're not gonna want to hold it too long because it's gonna only be like 20 seconds.
Before I could ever make them up the rate, it was some different routes I had to take. I'm at a different height and they can feel it. Been cruising at 30K, the view was. And this wolf and Billy forget. They can feel it. Been cruising at 30. And this wolf and Billy forget it. And they can feel it. Been cruising at 30K, the view was great. I'm trying to. And I start. Height and they can feel it. Been cruising at 30K, the view was great. I'm trying to take this shit up through the ceiling. No limit on anything I never take. Cause I'm in demand this year. I stuck to the plan, it's clear. Yeah, I got a brand to build. Applying pressure with no plans to chill. Put me in that prime time. This is special. I'm keeping the schedule feel. Me in that prime time. This is special. I'm keeping the schedule feel. No time for Put me in that prime time. This is special. I'm keeping the schedule feel. No time for the extra at all. I got it unlocked to conceal. I ain't trying to play. I'm in the field all day. I hit the top speed, still pushing it. That's how it is all day. Didn't know I had a shot, but I took it cause I know the winds won't wait. That's just a risk I take. That's just a risk I take. When I lose, my eyes are even. There's a risk to all achievement. I'd rather live a lesson than die regretful. I earn an alibi. But I took it cause I know the winds won't wait. That's just a risk I take. That's just a risk I take.
Right. Yeah, that's a downbeat, but I'm gonna give it one more frame just so I can use it. I think that's where it's gonna start this next little sequence.
When I lose, my eyes are even. There's a risk to all achievement. I'd rather live a lesson than die regretful. I earn this level, I burn my devils and turn this fate to my side. Put in the prep for the moment to rise. And I ain't planning to let up, I'm like a collectible. Only get better with time. Every day a new prime. Edges serrated, I sharpen the mind. Play with this blade in your life on the line. Top of the morning, you know I'ma shine. You know I'ma shine. I'm feeling revived. Refinery, you know I've been through the fire. Fruit if I on here and I refinery, you know I've been through the fire. Flawless, the victory right in my hand. Literally, it gon' take more than they got to get rid of me. Slimity. I ain't trying to play. I'm in the field all day. I hit the top speed, still pushing it. That's how it is all day. Didn't know I had a shot, but I took it cause I know the winds won't. But I took it cause I know the winds won't wait. That's just a risk I take. That's just a risk I take.
We went through this whole song. We're not even going to use the whole song, but we've given ourselves quite a few options. I'm going to say for the places that we want to be able to, make the changes and stuff. So yeah, good with that. I'm good with that. Now, let's make some decisions here. Yeah, let's make some decisions. Right around the middle of the song was where there was the vibe that I really like. So I'm getting ready to go ahead and take some stuff out now. We're gonna recut this bad boy for sure.
Going for it, I was made for it. Working before I was paid for it. Ain't no finish line, I'm trying to race toward it. I'ma run this shit after the tape torn. Can't be easing up, I keep the speed. I need that paper busting out the ring. I don't just love it, nigga, I'm a fiend. That's why I'm never running out of steam. And yeah, I'm the pastor, but I'm a heathen. I gotta get it beat. Some bereavement, we ain't just in the lead, we the leads. And pushing it till we see every region, pedal the flow. Middle and clip, let the head of the know. I got the temperature sweltering, never so effortless. Referencing what's in the toe. Don't mention my name, listen next to the go. Traumatized.
I think I'm digging this part right there again. So, you know what? I think I'm gonna just disable that part of the track, and then I'm going to move it down. So if I make a change, I'll have to try to figure out what all I took out.
Traumatized through all the years, still I rise, I'm hard to kill. Before they lay me down the hill, I pray the Lord my sights reveal. All enemies in sight, and he holds true to words that God forgives. Close your eyes and guard your ears. Close your eyes and guard your. On the way to get a plate, I had to elevate and clear the slate. Before I could ever make them up the rate, it was some different routes I had to take. I'm at a different height and they can feel it. Been cruising at 30K, the view was great. I'm trying to take this shit up through the ceiling. No limit on anything I never take, cause I'm in demand this year. I stuck to the plan, it's clear. Yeah, I got a brand to build, applying pressure with no plans to chill. Put me in that prime time, this is special, I'm keeping the schedule feel. No time for the extra at all, I got an unlock to conceal. I ain't trying to play, I'm in the field all day. I hit the top speed, still pushing it, that's how it is all day.
So, I like that part. I like both of those parts. So we might end up doing a couple of different ones.
No time for the extra at all, I got an unlock to conceal.
Major. Right there. Yeah. He leads into that major beat a lot. So. What's this? Let's see something.
I ain't trying to play. I ain't trying. Alright,
tell you what, we're gonna drop this down. Ooh, man, I'm trying to figure it out. Ooh, okay, let me see. Yeah, I like a lot. I like a lot that was in this part here. So let me go back. I might be able to use some of that because I marked off some cool little spots.
On the way to get a plate, I had to elevate and clear the. Guard your ears, close your eyes and guard your.
You know what? Okay, digging this right here. Let's chop that part.
Close your eyes and guard your ears. Close your eyes and guard your. On the way to get a plate.
Alright.
And he holds true to words that God forgives. Close your eyes and guard your ears. Close your eyes and guard your. On the way to get a plate, I had to elevate and clear the slate. Before I could ever make them up the rate, it was some different routes I had to take. I'm at a different height and they can feel it. Been cruising at 30K, the view was great. I'm trying to take this shit up through the ceiling. No limit on anything I never take, cause I'm in demand this year. I stuck to the plan, it's clear. Yeah, I got a brand to build, a plan.
Ooh, I like that part. Ooh, that's what I'm talking about. You know, hey, the music can go. Hey, the music can go ahead and push you where you need to go. Let me see. I like that part. So I'm sitting there looking at like maybe 4 different parts of this one track. That could be 4 different, reels, videos.
Different height and they can feel it. Been cruising at 30K, the view was great. I'm trying to take this shit up through the ceiling. No limit on anything I never take, cause I'm in demand this year. I stuck to the plan, cause I'm in demand. Cause I'm in demand. Cause I'm in demand.
Let's see what it sounds like on this first major downbeat. Let me see.
Take this shit up through the ceiling. No limit on anything.
Yeah, it's kind of like I don't want to just bust out right in the middle of a verse, because then you kind of lose context of what he's saying unless you actually know the song. So it's all right. Look, we're going to work it out. We're gonna work it out. So starting right here.
Take this shit up through the ceiling, no limit on anything I never take, cause I'm in demand this year. I stuck to the plan, it's clear. Yeah, I got a brand to build, applying pressure with no plans to chill. Put me in that prime time, this is special, I'm keeping the schedule filled. No time for the extra at all. Put me in that prime time, this is special, I'm keeping the schedule filled.
Right there. You see how that little symbol pattern? Watch this. This is where you, like, again, your visual cues. Watch this.
Applying pressure with no plans to chill. Put me in that prime time, this is special, I'm keeping the schedule filled. No time for the extra at all. I got it unlocked to conceal. I ain't trying to play, I'm in the field all day. I hit the top speed, still pushing it, that's how it is all day. Didn't know I had a shot, but I took it cause I know the winds won't wait. That's just a risk I take, that's just a risk I take. When I lose, my eyes are even, there's a risk to all achievement. I'd rather live a lesson than die regretful. I earn this level, I burn my devils and turn this fate to my that's just a risk I take. When I lose.
Okay, so here's another spot right here. We say win or lose. Yeah, oh yeah. We got some gems of space. We have a lot. We're gonna have a lot of options because some of these can just be standalone. 15, 20 seconds. Like I told you, that's some of my favorite. All right, we got several gems, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go through it. I'm gonna even probably change the colors of them. And just for the ones I want to keep. But I don't want to delete them because I want to keep them in the order that they're in, just because. So.
When I lose, my eyes are even. There's a risk to all achievement. I'd rather live a lesson than die regretful. I earn this level, I burn my devils and turn this fate to my side. Put in the prayer for the moment to rise. And I ain't planning to let up, I'm like a collectible, only get better with time. Every day a new prime, edges serrated, I sharpen the mind. Play with this blade and your life on the line. Top of the morning, you know I'ma shine, you know I'ma shine. I'm feeling revived, refinery, you know I've been through the fire. Flawless, the victory right in my hand. Literally, it gon' take more than they got to get rid of me, slimming. I ain't trying to play, I'm in the field all day. I hit the top speed, still pushing it, that's how it is. Feeling revived, refinery, you know I've been through the fire. Flawless, the victory right.
I like that part. Just
you know I'ma shine, you know I'ma shine.
Let's see what it look like on this one down beat right here.
Life on the line, top of the morning, you know I'ma shine, you know I'ma shine.
Okay, man. Make it difficult, right? Right? Makes it difficult. Like, where do we start? Where we gonna, how we gonna get it? That's all right. It's all right. You see, we trimming it up more and more.
Life on the line, top of the morning, you know I'ma shine, you know I'ma shine. I'm feeling revived, refinery, you know I've been through the fire. Flawless, the victory right in my hand. Literally, it gon' take more than they got to get rid of me, slimming. I ain't trying to play, I'm in the field all day. I hit the top speed, still pushing it, that's how it is all day. Didn't know I had a shot, but I took it cause I know the winds won't wait. That's just a risk I take, that's just a risk I take.
Yep. Ooh, and you know what? Right after that part, we could probably throw that up. You know what? Yeah. Let's see. Let me see how long this particular section is right here. Let me see. Oh, 42 seconds. Good Lord. All right. Okay. Okay. You'll see what I'm saying. Let me come through here real quick. Yeah, let me come through here real quick. I'm about to right here. I'm gonna cut this part off. That's the very oops. I don't wanna do that. But I am gonna bring it down one. But all right. We got this whole thing cut up into some real juicy little bits, right? I'm gonna bring them all down, and then I'm gonna just start kind of playing around with them to get exactly what we need for now. Look, now I'm talking about 30 seconds because I heard quite a bit. Oh, we got the clips, baby. We got the clips. Let's see. I'm good without even having this little intro. Let's see. But that's disabled. That's the reason why you don't hear it.
I was Born for it, I was made for it. Working before I was paid for it. Ain't no finish line, I'm trying to race to it. I'ma run this shit after the tape torn. Can't be easing up, I keep the speed. I need that paper busting out the ring. I don't just love it, nigga, I'm a fiend. That's my beat. I need that paper easing up, I keep the speed. I need that tape torn. Can't be easing up, I keep the speed.
Let me see. What does he start saying? Can't be
easing up, I keep the speed. I need that paper busting out the ring. I don't just love it, nigga, I'm a fiend. That's why I'm never running out of steam. And yeah, I'm the pastor, but I'm a heathen. I gotta get it beat. Some bereavement, we ain't just in the league, we the legion. Pushing it till we see, just be region, pedal the flow, middle of the clip.
Alright, so now that I've got these cut up, what I'm gonna do now so I don't lose that order, because I want to keep that order, but I'm only gonna use like one section of it, right? So this is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna come through, find, let me make sure I'm in the right deal. All right, now I'm gonna go to duplicate. That way I can keep it all. And this is the copy. So now I'm gonna say 0, 1. There we go. And let me get this here out the way. There we go. All right. Wait a minute. Did I just? I say 0, 1. There we go. Let's see. All right. There we go. So now we good. Only the parts that I want. And I just want this to be something short, quick, to the point, outro. That's what I want to do. But I want something that's going to have those supplemental beats, just so I can have an edit that will carry visually. Like this might, I'm seeing some purple. I got blue, I got yellow, I got purple. So that means it's going to have quite a few things over a short period of time that'll make them say, okay, let me go back and watch that again.
Close your eyes and guard your ears. Close your eyes and guard your. On the way to get a plate, I had to elevate and clear the slate. Before I could ever make them up the rate, it was some different routes I had to take. I'm at a different height and they can feel it. Been cruising at 30K, the view is great. I'm trying to take this shit up through the ceiling. No limit on anything I never take, cause I'm in demand this year. I stuck to the plan, it's clear. Yeah, I got a brand to build, applying.
See, I remember both of these parts, and I really like both of these parts. Let me go ahead on. I'm just finna kind of do process of elimination. Let's see, clip color. Let's go ahead and give them a different color. Bam, there we go. So that way I don't forget. I don't even remember. I didn't even look at this part because I didn't see no purple. I didn't see no places I could really add some visual stuff.
Traumatized through all the years, still I rise, I'm hard to kill. Before they lay me down the hill, I pray the Lord my sights reveal. All enemies in sight and he holds true to words that God forgives. Close your eyes and guard your ears. Close your eyes and guard your. On the way to get a plate, I had to elevate and clear the slate. Before I could ever make them up the rate, it was some different routes I had to take. I'm at a different height and they can feel it. Been cruising at 30K, the view is great. I'm trying to take this shit up through the ceiling. No limit on anything I never take, cause I'm in demand this year. I stuck to the plan, it's clear. Yeah, I got a brand to build, applying pressure with no plans to chill.
Okay. I mean, man. Ooh, look. You can, you get into this thing and, you'll end up, hey, what's going on there, Brother Larry Williams? Man, I'm just, right now, I just want to kind of come in here and start showing how you got to have that passion for music if you're a video editor, because it's really what drives the edit, Brother Larry. So I'm just kind of going through, showing how I go in and mark off the major beats, the down beats, how I go in and mark off like the supplemental instruments, and also some different things you can use to have more visual cues in your edits, places to actually put effects, things you can do that's pretty simple in here. So right now, that's just kind of where I am on it. So appreciate you coming through. Look, trust me, it's a method to the madness. We're going to get there. Yeah. So right now, I mean, I've just gone through and I've marked up the whole song, as well as I've marked off supplemental beats, some few drum patterns, a few cymbal patterns. We're gonna throw some we're gonna throw some edits in there and a few effects in there just to kind of get a complete edit. But these are some things you can do, you know, to build a quick short reel and give yourself some spaces where you can add a few visual effects or not. Like I said, I love being able to get like a nice 15, 20 seconds of music and just, you know, throw a nice slow motion clip in there and call it a day, because that's just my style, you know. So, but here, it's kind of going through. I've marked a few spaces. Now we got to kind of choose, you know, a good spot. So, hey, if you hear a spot, let me know. Let me know what you think if you hear a spot.
Take this shit up through the ceiling, no limit on anything I never take, cause I'm in demand this year. I stuck to the plan, it's clear. Yeah, I got a brand to build, applying pressure with no plans to chill. Put me in that prime time, this is special, I'm keeping the schedule filled. No time for the extra at all, I got it unlocked to conceal. I ain't trying to play, I'm in the field.
So right there, I mean, it's still more the same. I mean, the dude is just a great lyricist anyway, so he don't really fall off at all in the song. But we do got to figure out a way to be able to get to a close. So, you know we got our major downbeats on the blue marker. We know we've got our, and those are all on like the 1 count. And then the yellow ones, those are snares, and they all fell on the 2 count and the 4 count. And then the purple, those were patterns that was either snare or cymbal. So that's the way we got this whole deal marked off. Let's find us a spot, because I'm going to have to go ahead and make a choice at some point. You can always come back, but you done made it kind of difficult, because I'm listening to the words and I'm thinking of the clips I have in my head. You know what I'm saying? So I know you all haven't seen all the clips, but we'll get there, so that way you can be able to check them out as well. Let's keep on finding us a spot.
I ain't trying to play, I'm in the field all day. I hit the top speed, still pushing it, that's how it is all day. Didn't know I had a shot, but I took it cause I know the winds won't wait. That's just a risk I take, that's just a risk I take. When I lose, my eyes are even, there's a risk to all achievement. I'd rather live a lesson than die regretful. I earn this level, I burn my devils and turn this fate to my side. Put in the prep for the moment to rise, and I ain't planning to let up. I'm like a collectible, only get better with time. Every day a new prime, edges serrated, I sharpen the mind. Play with this blade and your life on the line. Top of the morning, you know.
Wow. I mean, that segment sounds cool. And so now let's watch this. So right now, the clips I have in my head are some clips from a football game that I'm probably going to use. And that's what I want to use in this. So I'm going to go ahead. I like that. And let's listen to that again, because we might have a little competition here. We might have a little competition. Oh, my goodness. I didn't want to make it this hard, but now, like I said, I done got into it now, especially with this music. When we get about here, when it ends, this is the outro. This is the outro right here. That's the very last part. So we got to find something we can put with even just a piece of that outro, or not, but we'll see. Let's listen to that again.
When I lose, my eyes are even.
So remember, I said it's going to be sports. And this could be, something you shot on your cell phone, even with something that you're doing, for, say like for BTS, and I started doing that. I can see in my head, like we just did a media day, right? And with this media day, I actually pulled out my cell phone just to put it on this side of the camera so that I could capture the camera as well as the athletes that we were shooting on the other side. And then, so, of course, now you've got that cell phone footage, you've got the camera footage, and then you've got your actual transformation of, raw image data to full-blown deal. And I actually did a couple of real quick little reels. I just kind of threw them in the CapCut just for the purpose of putting some content out for those kids, And, man, they actually went over pretty good. But here, if you know me, you've been coming around, I like to build all my effects and all that stuff on my own, but hey, that's that. So let's listen to this again. I like how this starts off, and it's going to be some football clips. I'm going to try some clips just with just that clip, and then also with adding just a few on there.
When I lose, my eyes are even. There's a risk to all achievement. I'd rather live a lesson than die regretful. I earn this level, I burn my devils and turn this fate to my side. Put in the prep for the moment to rise, and I ain't planning to let up. I'm like a collectible, only get better with time. Every day a new prime, edges serrated, I sharpen the mind. Play with this blade and your life on the line.
Yeah, I like think on this one, I didn't want this whole part, but let's see. Let's see. Like I said, since we've got this thing marked off on all the downbeats, we can mix and max and plug and play however we want to because we marked it off pretty good as far as on beat. So we can really, kind of chop it up and mix and match where we want based on how we like. Now, if this was an instrumental, it would be even easier to do. But if it's an instrumental, it's just a lot of repetitive music patterns. And so you could easily, like this whole song is 2 minutes and 40 seconds. So I could take, a 4 count of the intro leading up to the first major beat and verse. And I can take a 4 count of the outro. And then I can find a couple of 4 count parts just within the body of the whole song. And I can use that to recompose a 20 to 30 second, video. Well, 20 to 30 second, audio track to put my video on. So that's pretty much what we're finna do. But I want to find a part here. It seemed like it really started getting hype as it got ready to go into this outro. So let's just make sure.
Top of the morning, I'ma shine, I'm feeling revived, refinery, I've been through the fire, flawless, the victory right in my hand, literally, it gon' take more than they got to get rid of me, slimmity, I ain't trying to play, I'm in the field all day,
Hey, right there, when he start off, because like I said, this is gonna be sports, so like when he start off, he said, I ain't trying to play. Let's see.
I ain't trying to play, I'm in the field all day, I hit the top speed, still pushing it, that's how it is all day. Didn't know I had a shot, but I took it cause I know the winds won't wait. That's just a risk I take, that's just a risk I take.
God, dog. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I think I just made it real difficult for myself. Oh my goodness. I should have just went ahead and chose what I was going to choose, but I ain't. Okay, so, all right, so for the purpose of a quick reel, I think I'm going to use this part right here. That's what I think I'm going to use this part right here. Let me bring that down. So now, let's listen to it one more time. Look, chime in if you hear one and you say, you know what, I think that'll sound better. Let's listen to this part again. As a matter of fact, here, let's throw a clip on top of it. Just for S's and giggles. Now you see all that marking we've done. I mean, that means, hey, it ain't gonna be able to be, like a full deal like this. We're gonna have to do some cutting at some point. All right. Let's go. Okay, so we got tunnel, we got a play. Let's see if we can grab us another pre. For those of you not in the great state of Texas, it's the number 2 team, 6A ball. Gets the number 13 team, 6A ball. But that's that. Yeah, so that's why I turned that scrub it off so it's not popping in your ears and stuff. So I apologize for that. Let me do something real quick. This will help. And like I said, right now I'm just trying to grab a couple of clips that we can use real quick. Tell you what, let's see. We got. So I think we're gonna use this clip right here. It's one of those visuals, one of those visual effects that we can also, be able to do a nice little video effect on. Yeah, I think I'm gonna kind of lead. Then we'll use that as a visual, just to kind of real quick, boom, boom, just like that. Actually, yeah, there we go. Let's see.
Ticket cause I know the winds won't wait. Ticket cause I know the winds won't wait. Cause I know the winds won't wait. I know the winds won't wait. I know the winds won't wait.
Yep.
I know the winds won't wait.
Couple of different options actually.
Rid of me slimming. I ain't trying to play. I'm in the field all day. I hit the top speed, still pushing it. That's how it is all day. Didn't know I had a shot. I ain't trying to play. I'm in the field. trying to play. I'm in the field all day. I hit the top speed, still pushing it. That's how it is all day. Didn't know I had a shot, but I took it cause I know the winds won't wait. That's just a real.
So now, what's going on now, Ponder? Man, so the significance of the different colors of my markers are, I'm marking off different things about the audio track, right? So the very first thing that I do is I always actually mark my audio track from the source window. So that way, if I delete my track from the timeline, I'll still have those same markers on that same audio track, even if I delete it or go to the timeline, because I'm actually marking off the track inside of this source window. Like, for example, I'll show you here real quick. I did this when I first started, so I'm gonna show this to you here real quick. Like, if I come over here and I pull, here, I'm gonna do a different song just because. So if I come over here and I mark this off, you can see that marker in there, right? I can mark a bunch of times, just kind of as I move along in the song. You know, I'll say mark. That's inside the actual, main source window. So when I pull that into the timeline, it'll always be there. So even if I come over here now, if I have all my major downbeats marked in it, and I mark those with blue, then when I come through and listen to the track again, I'm going to mark off my snares and my cymbals, because I want to have those different things that I want to be able to add different visual cues to it. All right. So now I can listen to it again, and I can come in and I can mark off. We'll say like I'm gonna say my snares and cymbals.
I ain't trying to play.
Yeah, there we go. So there we go. Marking off my snares. And then, I'll pick a different color and I'll come in and mark off something else, like say like a drum beat or a drum pattern or a cymbal pattern, something like that. So that way I can be able to identify it a lot easier when I'm just visually looking at the audio track in the timeline. The same way you did when you said, hey, what are the different colors of the different markers in there? With those different colors, they signify different parts of the song. My blue marker that's the default marker. So that's usually gonna be my 4 count or my 8 count when I'm listening to it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Or if it's slower. And then, like I said, once I bring that track over into the timeline, I'm going to mark off my snares and my cymbals. And then I'll listen to it again, and I'll change the marker. And then I'll find something that's unique about that song, like a place where I want to put like a visual effect or something like that, which might be at an event, like a gunshot or a big boom or like something like that. That's where I'll put those marks at. Hopefully there you go. Okay, I got you. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Each and every time, man. I mean, because like I said, when you see or when you hear, say like a pattern of cymbals, like that's a good place to add like a little transition, or it's a good place to aid a transition. But I use those so that whenever I'm doing my edit, I'm developing a pattern of my own, and I'm letting the music actually drive the changes that I'm making while I'm editing. So, you hear like a cymbal pattern or a snare pattern. That's a good place to do like a stutter or do like a quick zoom in or zoom out, something like that. But it'll happen with the music, and what happens is the brain of your viewer will relate that actual effect with that sound, and so it'll make them stand out. You know what I mean? It'll keep them engaged. They'll continue to look and wait for something to happen, and it'll just become part of what's normal while they're watching your video. And so that also gives you a space in the song to look throughout the song and see, like if you're getting ready to kind of chop up your track and put one part with another part and another part, it also, when you look at it visually, you can say, okay, there's some action happening right here in this part of the song. So it makes it even easier to pick that part, even if you like another part, which is kind of what I'm doing now, because I'm like, man, it's quite a few, good parts in this song. So man, I hope that helps. Hope that helps. So here, like I said, I just wanted to throw something here real quick. And I only did like one effect because I only saw one part where we have a purple in there where it gave a little quick pattern. It was like maybe 2 seconds or so. But I'm gonna play it and we can check it out.
Literally, it gon' take more than they got to get rid of me, slimming. I ain't trying to play. I'm in the field all day. I hit the top speed, still pushing it. That's how it is all day. Didn't know I had a shot, but I took it cause I know the winds won't wait. That's just a...
I need to add a couple more clips just to, and look, I'm gonna definitely go through and fine tune this bad. What's a lot of clips, and I honestly haven't even. I actually haven't even gone through and did my final edits on this deal. It's just got a lot of clips. See all these folders, BTS, raw photos, JPEGs, and I'm one of those hoarders when it comes to footage. I just am, and so as you can see, these were all the clips that I actually took throughout this game. That's a lot of clips, for a quick game. But then these were a lot of photos that I took. So I've got about 7 or 8 times the number of photos. You can even throw photos in here and do the same thing. You can add, you can actually add. Oh, you can't see that because that's right. Yeah, you can't see these photos because that's not turned on the deal here. But anyway, let me come through here real quick and add a few more video clips. Just dragging over a couple more clips in here to kind of help us out with this edit. Like I said, I haven't even really gone through all of the clips, so just grab a couple more. That way we can have a couple more options to throw in here real quick. Oh yeah, absolutely, man. I so believe that the music drives the edit so strongly that I will literally go through and I'll just lay out my actual timeline. First of all, like how long do I want this edit to be? And then once I've decided how long I want this edit to be, then I'll go through and I'll mark off all my music, and then I'll mark off all of those other spots that I just finished talking about, like the snares, the cymbals, the different beat patterns that you'll hear or sub beat patterns you'll hear in the song, and then I'll even go as far as I'll show you right now. I'll even go as far as sectioning how I want to lay it out. Like from beginning all the way to end, all the way to the outro. Like on this one, I said I didn't want it to be no longer than 30 seconds. So you can see the 30-second, marker right there where the playhead stops right there. And so that intro, look, always brand yourself, but that intro is 5 seconds. Okay, so that outro is 5 seconds. Let me see here. That intro I have is 4 seconds. And then I think from here to here I have it 14 seconds. So let's see here. Yep, 14 seconds. Then 20 seconds, 25 seconds, and then 30. So everything I use, I would make it fit within there. But I did that before I began doing this live. So I probably won't stick to that. Look, I might. And so in here, for example, this is 30 seconds, right? Let's say you want to do a real quick 30-second promo. You could very easily come in there, put your little outro in there so you can brand yourself so folks know who did the video. And then also you can have your timeline set up where you may want some text to pop up here. Like you might want like the customer or the team after that 3 or 4 seconds of that intro, you might want to have their logo or their brand, or name or whatever pop up, right? Or even your name, directed by, filmed by, edited by, right here. And then you kind of build up, you give them a little climax here, and then you come down from it, and then you've got your deal. You can set that up, that'll also help you with your sound effects, being able to have those visual cues in there. But you can do all of this with your music. Well, why? Because now you've got all your downbeats, your major beats in your audio track marked off, so you know where you're gonna put that first text intro or where you want that logo to pop up at, because you've got your track already marked off. So, it's marking off your music before you even get going. It gets to a point where you've got everything laid out so systematically that now all you gotta do is kind of plug and play your clips. And it works, it works. It works. So my only problem is, man, I just love music. So I get into situations like this. Out of this whole song, every one you see that I've changed the color to orange are places where I feel like, man, I'm really vibing with this particular song. And like I said, I really haven't dug into these clips and stuff. I shot them already, but I haven't dug into them to really see which ones I want to use. And so just kind of thinking about the song I chose, and I could probably build a real cool story, because I captured a lot at this game, but I could build a real cool story with just this amount of time right here. And it would be perfect for a quick little reel to throw up on like TikTok or Instagram or something like that. So shout out to everybody that's got some of those other channels, man. Drop them in the chat, and so we can follow each other and just kind of keep up with what's going on. So yeah, let's see what all we got here.
I ain't trying to play. I'm in the field all day. I hit the top speed, still pushing it. That's how it is all day.
Come here, we'll cut it off right here, just because. Oop. And then see if I. Yep.
Ticket cause I know the winds won't wait. Ticket cause I know the winds won't.
I'm gonna do something different there. How about we just gonna get rid of that, and then I got something completely different. We're gonna throw on there real quick. Let's see. Did I use that one? Let's see, there was another one. Yeah, there we go. All right, let's see how we're gonna do this here. I think I know.
I ain't trying to play. I'm in the field all day. I hit the top speed, still pushing it. That's how it is all day. Didn't know I had a shot, but I took it cause I know the win. Winds won't wait. Cause I know the 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 winds won't. winds won't wait. Know the winds won't wait. Know the winds won't wait. Know the winds won't wait. Winds won't wait. That's just a risk, guys. The winds won't wait. The winds won't wait. The winds won't wait.
That beat is right here. That's where it's doing that at right there. So we need another clip over there. All right.
The winds won't wait.
All right. Good deal. So now we know.
Try and play. I'm in the field all day. I hit the top speed, still pushing it. That's how it is all day. Didn't know I had a shot, but I took it cause I know the winds won't wait. That's just a risk I take. That's just a risk I take. I ain't trying to play. I'm in the field all day. I hit the top speed, still pushing it. That's how it is all day. Didn't know I had a shot, but I took it cause I know the winds won't wait. That's just a risk I take. That's just a risk I take. I ain't trying trying to play. I'm in the field all day. I hit the top speed, still pushing it. That's how it is all day. Didn't know I had a shot, but I took it cause I know the winds won't wait. That's just a risk I take. That's just a risk I take. I ain't trying to play. I'm in the field all day. I hit the top speed, still pushing it. That's how it is all day. Didn't know I had a shot, but I took it cause I know the winds won't wait. That's just a
Okay, there we go. All right. So guys, so you see, look, I did all of that just to be able to show you that, hey, it's like that became a quick little spot that we were able to use that particular part of the song to throw a very, very quick little transition. And if you blink long enough, you'll miss it, but watch.
I know the winds won't wait. 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 I know the winds won't wait.
I mean, you see that? I mean, it's a single clip. It's like a staggered zoom out type of an effect. I mean, it's cool. I mean, there's some other things that we could do as well. Let's look at a few of them.
But I took it cause I know the winds.
Let's look at a few other places. I mean, there wasn't a whole lot of extra little patterns in there, but let's kind of see. Let's see.
Didn't know I had a
Actually, you know what? Before I do that, let's do this. Let's see if we can't get that clip to where we get him scoring. Look at Buddy just walk right across it. Boy, I tell you. You can't stop it. You can't stop it. All right, let's see. Let's see here. All right, we got. There we go. All right, let's see. Right there. Nope. I'm gonna get him scoring and kind of doing something right there. As soon as Buddy get his behind out the way, probably zoom in a little bit to get him out of there quickly. But it's just gonna happen. It's gonna happen really quick. But we can at least maybe get that celebration out since the other one did show a touchdown. All right. Man, I tell you, yeah. Wow. Pretty much got to sacrifice the touchdown just because. I like that though. So let's see.
All day. Didn't know I had a shot, but I all day. Didn't know I had a shot all day. Didn't know I had a shot, but I all day. Didn't know I had.
And then also, look, don't be afraid to use lyrics in the song to accent some of the, the video as well. Like right when you say headshot, you could make that be a bop bop, like a zoom in, like a quick zoom. For all three, actually, Let's see. Let's do that. I'm going to mark off where he say that just to do that.
Didn't know I had a shot, but I took it.
All right. So right there where he say, a headshot.
That's how it is all day. Didn't know I had a shot, but I took it cause I know the winds won't wait. That's just a risk I take. That's just a risk.
Okay, there we go. All right. So right there is where we gotta zoom at, which is a headshot. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this one right here. It's already the one. I'm going to duplicate it up. And when it get right there, it's going to quick zoom into a 1.5. How about that? Just like that. Something subtle. 1, and then 1. Let's bump that up to a 2. How about that? We bumped it up to a 2. Just like that. All right.
Didn't know I had a shot, but I took it. Didn't know I had a shot, but I took it. Didn't know I had a shot, but I took it. Didn't know I had a shot, but I took
I mean, and again, like I say, it's like, you know, those different things that you do on beat, on cue, somehow, you know, on beat and on cue, it just provides more interest for your viewer, you know, throughout. But again, you gotta stay consistent. You can't do all of this action up front and then they just sitting there watching just a static video for the rest of the way. You know, you gotta match that energy. The way you start is how you gotta finish, you know. And I say got to loosely because you do what you want to do. But, you know, if you want to maintain some consistency, you want to do that thing that keeps people looking and want to look at over and over again. That's part of it. So now we saw here, like I said, it's kind of like a staggered zoom out type deal, and we did it on that pattern that we were able to get in there. So look, let's check out what we got. Let's check out what we got again so far. I'm going to come here and set my endpoint. And at this point, you just kind of got to keep going through and finagling your way on through. But when you got your system in place, you know, you good to go. You just good to go. Let's see.
I ain't trying to play. I'm in the field all day. I hit the top speed, still pushing it. That's how it is all day. Didn't know I had a shot, but I took it because I know the winds won't wait. That's just a risk I take. That's just a risk I take. Trying to play. I'm in the field all day. I hit the top speed, still pushing it. That's how it is all day. Didn't know I had a shot, but I took it because I know the winds won't wait. That's just a risk I take. That's just a risk I take. I ain't trying to play. I'm in the field all day. I hit the top speed, still pushing it. That's how it is all day. Didn't know I had a shot, but I took it because I know the winds won't wait. That's just a risk I take. That's just a risk I take. I ain't trying to play. I'm in the field all day. I hit the top speed, still pushing it. That's how it is all day. Didn't know I had a shot, but I took it because I know the winds won't wait. That's just a risk I take. That's just a risk I take.
So, a lot of times, I mean, marking off the music, I mean, that's not difficult. You know, that's not very difficult. I think a lot of times picking your spot, you know, that's probably one of the most challenging parts to this thing. Because I mean, you saw, yeah, there we go. You know, like, so you saw kind of what I had to deal with. Because, like I said, I enjoy music. So, for me, I'm listening to the music. I'm getting all into the music, and in the back of my mind, I'm also knowing what my clips look like that I want to put with some of this music. So the first thing is you've got to find your music. And then once you find your music and you get it marked off, one of the things that I like to do is I like to try to go with 4 or 5 songs. And then what I'll do is what's kind of like called auditioning the audio tracks. So I'll take those 4 or 5 audio tracks, just the full mix. I'll drop them off in the timeline real quick, and then I will grab 10, 15 clips, throw them in there. No rules, no particular order, anything like that, and it just kind of, like disable all the tracks except one, and just watch it for about 10 or 15 seconds. See which one, moves you the most. And then just kind of go through the process of elimination to see which ones that you like the best out of each one of them. And then when you do that, that'll give you an opportunity to say, okay, I like this one better. Or I can hear where I can do more things with the music of this one than I can do with the other one. And like I said, one of my favorite ways to do edits like this is just to get one track, get a nice single clip. I'm going to still mark it off, but be able to hit those points where, if text is going to pop up, it's going to pop up on beat. If I'm going to do any kind of an effect, even if I'm just going from like regular motion to slow motion, I'm going to do it on a beat. If I'm going to do a quick speed ramp, it's going to be on beat. The vibe of that just feels a whole lot better. it's a lot more natural, and it doesn't kind of like catch you off guard if you're looking at it. So, man, I think that's probably it on this. One again, what I was getting ready to say a few minutes ago was, I think a lot of times, like when you first starting out, you know, grabbing your music, that's not difficult because everybody's trying to sell it to you for under affiliate marketing. So look, I use Epidemic Sound. So you know, like if you go there, I think they give you like maybe 30 days free or something like that for everybody. It's no money exchange or anything like that. But hey, if it helps you, it helps you. I mean, I've been on it. I've been using Epidemic Sound now for about 4 years. I mean, I'm cool. I got the one that will allow me to use my music that I choose to select. So I'm saving music, sound effects, you know, environmental sounds. And when I'm really working on my sound effect game, I really dive in. You can build your playlist and save different things too. I'm not sponsored by it or anything like that, so I'm just letting you know what I use. That's what I'm most comfortable with, and actually, they got some pretty talented artists and stuff on there, man. And you just kind of get used to using it also. Um, the other thing is being able to pick your spots. You know, like being able to pick your spots of where you're gonna put effects, where you're gonna transition into different things. Like I said, I'm real heavy on the pre-process when it comes to these edits because sometimes it's almost like the clip don't matter. Well, you saw what I just did. I just grabbed a bunch of clips in there and just threw it in there. Now, imagine if I was doing some things where, hey, from one clip to the next, I was using a whole method and mindset of cause and effect, where whatever this action was, that next clip that you cut into should kind of fit into some type of a reaction of this previous clip, whether that be direction, whether that be tone, whether it be color, whether it be, you know, an actual effect of what just happened, you know, whether it be direction, all of those things to be able to tell a story, you know, within your edit, even if it's 30 seconds. Always think about telling a story. I mean, this one right here, what would I say? Okay, in the very beginning, I probably could have showed, you know, and I have these clips, you know, the band, the cheerleaders, the referees, the pregame, the crowd on both sides going back and forth from one school to the next, and then, you know, showing how the kids interacted, then leaving out of the tunnel. That whole pregame vibe, because the song is fast, if I could have got a smidget of all those clips in there. And then, you know, maybe a couple of highlights, and then, you know, kind of some of the thrill of victory versus the agony of defeat, a few celebrations, and then bam, outro out. That'll be a cool little story. It'll probably keep some people, well, it'll keep the right audience that you made that video for, it'll keep them engaged for sure. But again, it all starts with the music. So if I had to summarize this, I would say grab your track, mark off all your major beats, all your down beats, and then also do that inside of your source audio. So that way, if you have to delete it, you don't lose all of those marks. You at least have all of your down beats marked, and then you can be able to chop that song up however you need to. Go through, listen to the song, see which ones really kind of pull at that emotion that you have for not only the video but for the music and the environment of the song. Go through, mark off your downbeats, mark off your snares, mark off your cymbals, mark off any drum patterns or any instrument patterns or sound effects that are naturally in the song. And later on, look, we'll get into adding your own sound effects and beat patterns that you can use to really help your edit out. Once you do that, then you know you can add in your text, you can add in your logos, you can add in your branding, do all of those things, build a framework of your actual video before you start putting video clips in, because then you'll see where all you can actually put video clips in at. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, for me, I like music videos and movie trailers. I can sit there and watch those things forever, and so I really like to kind of go with that whole, intro, then narrative voice, effect, narrative voice, effect, sound, climax. all that whole thing, I really like that. So that was something. I mean, like I'm one of the people that you go to the movies. You like to I like to watch the movie trailers. I pull them up on YouTube all the time. Just sit there and watch them. So, but anyway, build your story with your sound. We'll use your sound as the framework, the foundation of your edit, and then build your story with your clips. But use that sound and use that audio and the instruments of that audio to guide your cuts, to guide your effects, both visual and audible. And you good to go. Practice that. We just practice it. Go online, watch some videos, see how you can watch the different actions, how they correlate with the music and the instruments of the audio. You'll be amazed, but you'll also begin to see some patterns. You'll also begin to see that consistency. And that's what it is. Music is consistency. Very rarely do you hear a song that starts out one way, and they may do some things like to kind of hick them up or whatever, but that's what it is. It's just counting. That's all it is. It's counting on the beat over and over again. You got patterns. They've got different segments, but those segments are always the same. You've got your bars. You've got your measures. You've got your patterns. You've got your repeats. You do that, and you'll be good to go. You'll find that you can take just a simple part of a song and just like that come up with a 5, 10, 15-second reel, and you be like, man, I pulled this from a song that was 3 minutes long. But it takes a little practice. Just takes a little practice. It's not difficult at all. It's not hard. Just mark off all the beats. Anything you hear, put a mark on it. I like to use different color markers. That way, in the different color markers, I can put different things on them, and they're going to be consistent across the board. My downbeat is going to be a consistent blue. My snare and drums going to be my snare. I'm going to choose either or, but for the most part, my snare or my cymbals, whichever one I choose, because that's going to be a continuous beat, they're going to be yellow. And then my patterns, I usually start off with a purple. And if I get a stop or a pause or like a boom or some other kind of, big grand sound effect, I usually do that with a red. That just means stop, big. And so that's usually how I do it. And so now that I've got my song marked off with all these different colors, I know exactly where my downbeats are going to be. So if I don't want one part of the song, but I want to skip to the middle of the song, I know all I got to do is come in on the downbeat, and that song is going to flow. It's not going to be on one beat and then be off a beat because I'm coming in on that downbeat. Boom, boom. So when I bring the other part up, I'm not coming in on boom. I'm not coming in on that. I'm coming in on the boom right there. So that's how you're able to chop the song down from 3 minutes to 15 seconds because you know how to structure. You're going to say 5 seconds here, 5 seconds here, 5 seconds there. Bam, downbeat every time. So, man, look, I enjoyed having you guys with me on this edit. I always find that I end up kind of going against the grain of what I initially start doing, and then I start talking. I'm like, man, I'm just going to turn the camera on. If anybody got any questions while I'm editing, they can just fire questions away. And then I end up talking a lot, but I'm a talker. Let me see. I might be too far away from the mic. Yeah, it might be too far away from the mic. Yeah, so I'm using a Tascam. The Tascam USB audio interface, and so I've got the little got like a little phone. Actually, look, I took this. I kind of got ghetto on it, but I took the not ghetto, but I got crafty. The little egg foam you can put on the wall to kind of help with the sound from it helps to absorb the sound instead of ricocheting and bouncing the sound. Took one of those and wrapped it around this mic, and it's like right here, but I can't just sit like this. So I'm trying to figure this whole thing out without having to use like a lav mic or something. This is just simple. It plugs up into the Mac. Let me see. I'll let you see it here. This is it right here, right? It's the task cam. But I got this deal right here. But you'll never see me walking around holding this thing like this. So I'm going to figure it out so I can get a better sound, or like that little podcasty sound. But I'm usually just not just talking in this thing. I'm usually working, grinding it out. Well, look, like I said, and I want to check out some of you all's work. So, follow me on some of these channels. Reach out to me. I'm just a DM away, website away, all of that. Reach out. And let's take this editing to another level, man. I mean, like I said, I've used CapCut before, but I just prefer not to. I'd rather come in and grab my own track and be able to have total control over how my video comes out, as opposed to only being able to use what they want, because I want to be able to enjoy it in a way that, the CapCut editing machine can't. And, I've got a lot of videos on here on how to get started and how to do your edits. So, check some of those out and let me know which ones help you. Now, I will say this. From the time I decided, you know what, there are other people who, when they start off, the air is so gray with content, but that content there's an ulterior motive. And so a lot of it is not relative to where you are. It's more of, hey, let me put a lot of information into you, and you just go out there and mimic it. It's like, man, I want you to get those fundamentals. I want you to get those fundamentals so that you can be able to be in total control of your edit at all times. And I mean, look, I just like talking to the ones who are getting started, because number one, I mean, I've been there. I sympathize with it, because right now, I've been doing this for like 6 years. Technically 6 years, even longer than that unofficially, but it's like even now today, I come across things that I'm like, man, had I known how to do it like this, it would have been a completely different deal, or my path would have been different. But I like how I learned, and there's still a lot more to learn, but even all the way down to like what gear to buy. You know what I'm saying? It's like now I've got a cinema camera. I don't even say the brand, but I got a cinema camera, and then I've got a hybrid camera, and I do want to upgrade my hybrid. But like I said, in the camera world has been kind of shook for the last 2 days, because everybody's been, Sony FX3, Sony FX30, Sony FX6, 9, whatever it is. I've never owned a Sony, but hey, when it came out, I was like, ooh, we might be getting ready to make some transformations and stuff. But then it was like, man, I began to really, 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 really learn my camera. And it was like, okay, I get it when I hear people say the camera don't matter. It's different, different level, just different level. But I'm rambling, but I mean, that's true. That goes for lights. It goes for other accessories and all these different things. Now, yeah, the tools do matter, and definitely it matters who's using those tools and how you learn to use those tools. But man, I mean, when you really, really, really get into this thing, like even like the lights, and I've always been a huge fan of lighting, but we're gonna do some tutorials over lighting. We're gonna do some tutorials over modifiers. We're gonna do some tutorials over how to make this thing make money for you too. I mean, hey, if you want to do this thing full time, you got that big bad camera. It does a lot of different things, and so if you're not tapping into that one little piece of machinery, you need to come and holler at your boy. So yeah. Well, look, guys, I appreciate you all hanging out with me. I'm gonna go ahead and stop it now. I'm gonna probably come in and refine this particular edit and really kind of go through that footage and build a quick story. And then I'm gonna put it out there. I'll probably throw it here on YouTube just as a short, and then we're gonna put it up on my IG and TikTok as well. So come and holler at me. We appreciate you. We're gonna see you on the next one.